The biggest thing that we've seen from our guests is because they are digitally connected, because the world is at their fingertips and only a couple of clicks away, they demand great experiences every time. And great experiences are frictionless experiences. Over the last couple of years, we've seen a dramatic acceleration in the growth of not only our guests using mobile in their shopping, but certainly our digital traffic shifting from desktop to mobile. 98% of our guests are shopping digitally. 3/4 of those are starting on a mobile device. The other great insight, though, has been that we've now learned through Google Store data, about 1/3 of our guests that are clicking on a Google search ad are actually paying off in a Target store trip. Over the last several years, we've seen a dramatic shift towards a far more diverse guest base, and it's a young family that's digitally connected, that demands great value every day, and that loves to shop. There's no longer a delineation between how they live life and how they shop. They just shop whenever they have time. That could be at their kid's soccer game, it could be between meetings, that every moment is a shopping moment thanks to their mobile device. We've had to rethink our entire strategy and how we design experiences, acknowledging that that mobile device is in their hands, and we've got to be able to bring the best of online to offline every time. So last year we declared strategically that mobile was the front door to Target. For our Target guests, they're using mobile in every facet of their shopping journey. They're using it in the pre-shop, whether that's doing product research for consumer electronics, whether that's building their shopping list or identifying which Target store that they want to go to. They're certainly using it in the store while they're shopping to find great offers available on Cartwheel, which is a mobile app that we launched a couple of years ago, where a guest has the opportunity to curate available offers that are most relevant to them. Since we launched it, it's been really well received from our guests, and we now have 13 million guests and counting that have downloaded Cartwheel, and we're excited about the future for it. As we think about mobile being the front door, we've got to think about all the infrastructure and capabilities needed to really make that a reality. And for Target.com, that meant that we can't have a separate team creating products for Target.com different from mobile. All of our products should be mobile. And so we actually re-looked at our entire organization and essentially disbanded a mobile organization and created a mobile-first Target.com organization. A few years ago, we saw for the first time that in Patio, over half of our sales was coming through Target.com, dramatically faster than most categories at Target. And yet we are still thinking about our assortment in our stores from our store merchants and our online assortment from our online merchants. We weren't designing a seamless experience. And so what we did is we brought together those organizations and said, this is now the Patio organization. And because this is a digital first business and has been for the last few years and will only continue to grow so, we need to reflect that. So the assortment we choose online is led by the digital team. The products we then curate into our stores is led by the digital team. Even our weekly ad, our circular that we print, the products and offers that we choose to go in there are led by our digital team to drive the overall Patio business. It's still very early days. It shows us that the revenue is growing and certainly dramatically outpacing the stores where we've not made that experience happen. So it tells us we're on the right track. As we try to understand our guests more fully and understand how they're moving across our channels, it becomes paramount that we actually have a holistic view of each and every guest. First and foremost, we're investing heavily in building out a common view of a guest from a data perspective. One of the things that we've really discovered, much thanks to the help of Google, is the value of a guest that shops across all of our channels. That guest that shops across our channels is by far our most valuable guest, and traditionally spends about 3 times more on average than our guest that shops in one channel. So as we think about designing all of our experiences around the guest and being truly channel agnostic, we need to make sure that we're behaving that way internally as well. And so from a merchandising perspective and from a marketing perspective, we've now moved those teams to joint KPIs and joint incentives so that they're truly driving enterprise first behavior and not driving for what's best for the channel. They're driving what's best for our guests. Our marketers are looking at what's the best thing to drive overall enterprise revenue. So they're shifting dramatically their marketing spends, in many cases from more traditional media to accelerating to digital media. For example, we've dramatically increased our spending with Google Shopping ads from a mobile perspective, and we've seen that pay great dividends. If there's one piece of advice, I think in the midst of this, you have to listen to the guest. And that should be your North Star in everything that you do. We also know we have a huge opportunity ahead of us in this transformation, and that's the most exciting part is we're just getting started.